Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Instagram deep dive. We hope that you find this helpful and informative. Instagram is such a comprehensive tool with tons of really neat features to help businesses of all sizes. So be sure to stick around until the end to get as much as you can out of this session. If you have any questions, you can email our team at any time at hello@flourishconsultingservices.com and we'll be happy to help. Now, keep in mind that since this session is only an hour long, we're going to highlight only the best ways to leverage Instagram for your business. We'll also be providing you with a ton of info at the end that will help you beyond what you learned today. So keep that in mind. And as a reminder, we also offer a variety of other workshops. So be sure to follow us along on social media and check out our website to learn more. So again, welcome to our Instagram deep dive. We're so glad you're here and kudos to you for taking this step to sharpen those skills of yours. So, a little bit about Flourish. Flourish is a woman owned small business based in Huntsville, Alabama, and we're a full service marketing and public relations agency. We support businesses of all sizes, and we provide a ton of resources that include strategic planning, digital marketing, web development, media and public relations, social media, and so much more. We have a stellar team, which includes our CEO, Megan Nivens-Tannett, our PR queen, Logan Kate, our social media butterfly, Alex Hendricks, and our analytics guru, Presley Price. So today, Presley and I will be leading you along on your journey to learn more about Instagram for your business. Once again, I am Alex Hendricks. They call me the social media butterfly because I do have a pretty in-depth background in social media marketing, and I work as a local culture promoter to promote small businesses in Huntsville. Presley is a recent graduate from the University of North Alabama, and she majored in PR. So she knows a lot about the analytics side of things, and she's a great asset. So there's a lot to cover today, so let's jump right in with some of our key goals for this workshop. We'll be talking and walking through Instagram for business accounts, and we'll take a dive into how the features work, and we'll use them to your advantage. Next, we'll share Flourish's best practices for social media marketing on Instagram. If you follow these practices, we know you'll begin to see your following and engagement grow. We will also go through an exercise that will help you outline your Instagram goals and ensure that your profile reflects your company's brand and values. We will be distributing some takeaway items for you as well, so make sure to hang out until the end of the workshop to get your hands on some material that we think will be really beneficial. So why Instagram? Aside from being a hugely popular platform for consumers, businesses are flocking to Instagram for the benefits it offers them. Some quick facts about Instagram as a whole. It actually has 110 million users just in the United States and a billion users around the world. The average user spends about 28 minutes per day on Instagram and visits the platform multiple times. Instagram is also the most popular traditional social platform for teens, and 37% of adults use it as well, with that number going up every year. And then approximately 200 million users visit at least one business account each day. So our goal is to make sure that your business account is that one. Uh, Instagram is hands down my favorite platform to work with personally. I'm a really visual person, and I love seeing what brands and individuals can come up with to really showcase who they are through visual means. So what do we love about Flourish, about Instagram here at Flourish? We love that Instagram is visually captivating and it allows you to flex your creative muscles and figure out how to represent your business in the most eye-catching way possible. We also love that Instagram is a great platform for engaging with other accounts. Interact with your customers and other businesses in a fun, informal way with just the click of a button on Instagram. And lastly, we love the versatility that Instagram offers, and it makes it perfect for customized branding opportunities. More than any other platform, consumers are able to get a clear vision of who you are through Instagram. So the truth is, not many platforms have been as revolutionary as Instagram. You may think it's all selfies, but Instagram has actually had a significant impact on our current social structure. I'm not sure if you guys have seen The Devil Wears Prada, but if you remember the scene where Miranda Priestley goes on a ranting monologue about all the ways high fashion has affected everyday life, then you understand what you're about to be in store for. I'm so sorry, but I do think it's important to realize how one single social media platform has changed, or in some cases, created entire industries. So, first of all, travel. Long gone are the days when your dad would stand you in front of a landmark and pull out his disposable camera from his fanny pack to take a begrudging picture of you on a family vacation, only to find out weeks later that your eyes were closed the entire time. Today, vacations are often planned entirely through Instagram and not even from the vacation photo standpoint. What we used to need travel agents for, we can now seek out ourselves with just a few clicks. And I'll admit, I am one of those travelers. I'll check geo based stories and tags to find the best photo ops. I'll search for cool looking restaurants to dine in. It's just a great way to immerse yourself in the experience of an area before you even get there. Next, the beauty industry. So, Instagram has actually allowed a platform where users of any race or size can be equally represented, expanding the narrow traditional views of the beauty industry. We've seen a huge rise in plus sized makeup influencers and fashion icons, each creating their own devoted audience without having to pass the gatekeepers of the editorial world. And last on this page, I know you've been eyeing those milkshakes. That is totally understandable. And I know we love to make fun of those dreaded food pictures, but did you know that Instagram has actually been responsible for major food trends in recent years? From smoothie bowls and rainbow bagels to outrageous shakes and lattes, Instagram has created a drive for culinary professionals to make visually appealing foods. Next is activism. In recent years, it's become apparent that social activism has taken on a new life thanks to social media. We can now see worldwide causes and mass spread rallies organized in just the span of a few days. Getting your message out to others has never been easier. And lastly, Instagram influencers. Instagram has done more than just change areas that already existed. It's actually created entirely new career paths and areas of marketing with the rise of Instagram influencer. You may have heard this as a catch all term for someone with a large social media following, but I assure you there's far more to it than that. Influencer marketing now accounts for over $2 billion in annual marketing spend in North America alone. We'll talk a little bit more how to leverage this new and exciting marketing tactic for your business a little bit later on. So, first things first, let's make sure your profile is where it needs to be with some quick branding basics. Let's start with an easy one, your handle. For anyone who may not know, that is your at name. You might be surprised to know that what you choose as your handle could actually help or hurt you. So, here are some key things to remember. First of all, keep it simple. If someone wants to find you, don't make it too hard for them. You need to stay away from symbols or numbers if you can help it. So don't make the name too long, and short and punchy is your best bet. Next, use what you have. If you're already on another social media platform, use that same handle if you can. Nothing is more confusing than trying to figure out which platform has which handle, and this often leads to followers trying to tag you in things and then getting someone else instead. Lastly, show who you are. Your handle should be something characteristic of you and your brand, so show a little personality. And speaking of personality, your bio is a great place to shine. Some key tips for great things to put in your bio: list your accolades. If you've just won an award or been nominated for something or had a great appearance in local media, you can put that right in your bio. Next, say who you are. Flourish is listed as a badass marketing and public relations firm. That's who we are. So we want to put that front and center. Uh, Next, I think Anthropology does a great job of telling what they're about. Anthropology is a clothing brand, but that is not listed anywhere in their actual bio. Instead, they've chosen to highlight the things that they care about: sharing inspiration, finding joy, sending love. They want you to know what they're about instead of what they're trying to sell you. And another tip is to add a fun tagline. Glossier, the makeup and beauty brand, does a great job of having skin first, makeup second listed right in their bio. It's something quick and punchy that people could remember. And my last tip for branding basics is, if you are a local brand or influencer, make sure you include your location. This just helps the algorithm put people in your area directly in the line to see your content. So After double checking that you are a business account, you should make sure your account is set to something that is specific to who you are. Instagram has added over 100 account types now, so it's way easier to hone in on who you are and what you bring to the table. Instagram has also added creator accounts for influencers and other content creators, which enables those users to monetize with shoppable links to brand accounts. So as you can see, your business type is listed right under your name. I'm listed as a public figure. Flourish is listed as a consulting agency. And if you want to change that or play around with it, you just go to edit profile and then it's right here in category. These are the automatic options it gives you, but it gets really, really granular. So I really recommend you going in there and seeing how niche you can drill down into what you do. All right, let's take a brief moment to pause and think about your company's main goal. Is it to build brand awareness? Are you trying to sell a product or service? Do you just want to gain followers? Are you wanting to raise money for a cause? Are you hoping to facilitate research? Think about what your goal is for your account as we move forward. All right, now that your profile is ready to draw followers in, let's take a dive into the features of Instagram. Instagram continues to expand its capabilities with new features rollouts. Today, we're going to cover stories, highlights, IGTV, and sharing. So, Instagram stories are a great way to create daily content that will strengthen a connection with your followers. Stories were really Instagram's answer to the appeal of Snapchat, which drew some Instagram users away when it appeared on the scene. Like Snapchat, Instagram stories are photos or quick 15-second videos that appear for 24 hours and then disappear. This content should engage, entertain, or relate to your audience. Followers really want a day in the life look at who you are from Instagram stories and not a polished corporate feel. You also have the ability to broadcast live through your stories now, which can be a really fun way to do some coverage of big in the moment things. All right, next are we're going to walk you through the process for creating a story. So first of all, as you can see, Instagram has added many filter options recently. There are some that are just kind of like aesthetic, like the one I've chosen here. There are some that add stickers to you automatically or change the shape of your face or add butterflies in the background. You can really do a lot with these filters and they get really silly. So I'm just going to pick this one that I pointed to by just dragging my finger to the right of my screen and scrolling horizontally. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to take the picture. And then we're going to play around with the stickers. So under number 3, you can see all of our sticker options. There are some key ones that I think everyone should know for business accounts. First of all is the location. If you tag something by location, you will appear in the story for that geotagged location for 24 hours. This can be really great for getting you in front of a completely new audience. Next is the mention button. This is going to allow you to tag other accounts in your story so that they can repost it to their own story with just the click of a button. They'll also get a notification that you've tagged them, which is a great way to engage with new people. Next is the hashtag. It is a lot like the location in that you will appear in the story for that hashtag for 24 hours. So that's another great way to get completely in front of a new audience. Next is GIF. We're going to come back to that. But first, we're going to talk about the last two, the poll option and the questions option. So poll is great. It gives you a really great way to get your followers to engage with you by giving them an either or option to a question. So you say, if you are a restaurant and you're trying to pick your special for the night, you could do, should we post, should our special tonight be a pasta dish or a steak dish? And they can vote on pasta or steak, and you can go based on that. And then questions, you can ask a open-ended question and get your followers to submit answers to that. And then we'll go back to the GIF option, which is my favorite because it's just the easiest way to decorate your stories. And you can go in and pick any of these little animated GIFs. You can search for cute things like sparkle or flowers, or even just like Saturday. You can get really specific with the things you search for. All right, so who is killing it on Instagram stories? Our local favorite is APD Photography. Amanda Lynn does a great job of really color branding her stories, posting engaging content, putting her own spin on current events and trends, and sharing her customer testimonials. We love that when we're scrolling through and just watching a bunch of stories at once, we always know when APD photography pops up because of the way she's color branded. So what happens when you want to keep your story after the 24 hours is up? Well, that's when you can utilize your highlights. Highlights are appropriately named because really this is your own personal highlight reel of your stories. I personally use highlights to showcase travel destinations or specific interest in my life, like my music gigs or local events that I've attended and covered. This is a really great place to get creative on areas of your brand that you can highlight. Are you a clothing boutique? Then maybe you should showcase everything you have coming in for summer 2020. Or are you a restaurant? Well, maybe you should make an entire highlight for your specials. A quick walkthrough on how to add a story to your highlights. So you can just go to the story while it's live and click highlight at the bottom and then choose which highlight to add it to. But you can also go in to an individual highlight after the fact and add any story you've taken. And as you can see through the edit highlight page, you can also adjust your highlight name and change the cover image that shows up on the front of your profile. So who is using highlights to their advantage? Downtown Huntsville Inc. We love the way that they have really honed in on each aspect of what it is that they do and made a highlight for each one. So if you're wanting to see more about local downtown food, you go to their story highlight. Every story they've taken about a downtown restaurant is going to be right there. Now on to one of Instagram's newest features, IGTV. So this is the perfect option for you if you've been thinking about getting into videos, but you don't want to buy a fancy camera or tackle YouTube quite yet. So IGTV is a section of Instagram that houses videos between 1 and 60 minutes. IGTV is a section of your Instagram profile, but it's also its very own app. So consumers can go onto the app and watch all these videos in one place without any photos clogging the mix. These videos are simple to make and they're just uploaded directly from your phone, so anyone can do it. So who is using this feature well? The clothing brand Cupcakes and Cashmere always post relevant content that their consumers will want to see. They do a really great job of understanding what interests their followers, even if those things aren't related to what they are selling. All of their employees get involved in building up the lifestyles of who they are, from giving home tours and testing out the best coffee tumblers to doing daily stylings of their hair. They're not afraid to create videos that engage and entertain and leave direct marketing as an afterthought. Okay, so our next feature is something I firmly believe every single account should be doing, and that is sharing. Instagram is like any other social situation. You're going to get out of it what you put into it. If you're looking to make connections with other accounts or interact more with your customers, sharing their post is going to be a surefire way to increase your engagement. And it's super easy. All you have to do is click the little paper airplane under their post to send it to your story and then add your own flair and personality to it. Anna from Native or Not is a key example of doing this the right way. She shares to her audience, she adds to the post, and she tags it so it can be reshared. All right. I want you to take another moment to think, which feature are you already using like a boss? Have you already nailed stories, highlights, IGTV, or the sharing feature? And which feature are you excited to use more going forward? So just take a moment to think about that. All right, now that you know how to use the features, let's talk about our favorite tips and tricks for building your business through Instagram. Analytics is a word that can be intimidating, but it doesn't have to feel that way. Instagram simplifies the data and gives you what it knows that you can use. The Instagram insights can be found by clicking the three horizontal lines in the top right corner when you're on your profile. This takes you to your main menu where you can choose insights and easily toggle between content, activity, and audience. So, some things that you can learn from taking a look at these pages. The content section is going to tell you everything you need to know about what you've posted. So it's going to give you all the individual insights on the posts that you've made, the stories you've done, or the promotions that you've run. The activity section is going to tell you things like how many people have come to visit your profile, or how many website clicks you've gotten from your bio, or how many people have discovered you for the first time. And then the audience section is going to give you really detailed information about who is looking at your content. So it's going to tell you when your followers are online, what their demographics are, and how many followers you've gained recently. So one of the best things Instagram offers for businesses and brands is the Instagram ads. These are posts or stories that you can pay to promote directly to feeds, even if those accounts don't follow you. So these will appear much like other posts, but will have a sponsored designation at the top and a call to action at the bottom. You will need to have your Instagram linked to a Facebook account to create these ads because Facebook and Instagram share the same ads manager. There are so many things we could really spend a lot of time on here, and honestly, ads could be its very own course. You can actually go inside Facebook Ads Manager to create these ads from scratch, but today I'm going to walk you through the simplest way to create an Instagram ad, which is to promote a photo you've already posted. So first, we need to choose the post that you'll promote. Choose something visually captivating that doesn't have many words on it, as the ratio of words to image will affect your potential reach. Today, I'm going to choose to promote this photo I posted from Fat Sammy's, a new tiki bar and restaurant in downtown Huntsville. I'm picking this photo because it's bright and it's interesting, plus everyone loves pina coladas, and I think it will be something that will stop someone from scrolling past it. It also furthers the message of my personal brand, which is all about promoting local culture. So I'm going to click the promote button under the picture and choose where I want my ad to send people. Since I'm not promoting anything specifically and I'm just trying to increase brand awareness with this ad, I'm going to have it send people to my profile itself. The website option is great if you have a solid intent behind your post. I've used that feature to send people to an event ticketing page, to promote episodes of my show that have just premiered, and to push sales to actual products and services. Next, I'm going to define my audience, which is determining what kinds of people see my post. If you're able to create your own audiences, you are able to create your own audiences. So if you're trying to reach women between the ages of 25 and 45 in North Alabama, you can drill down to just those people. Instagram also creates a lookalike audience of people who are similar to your own followers, which is great if you're still figuring out who it is you're wanting to speak to, and you just want to get your message out there to those who are likely to listen. And finally, I'm going to set the budget. We would recommend running your post for at least 3 days to really saturate the area you're hoping to reach. It's also important to remember that there's an approval process for ads, which can take up to 12 hours sometimes. So if you're wanting to run a promotion about an event that's happening the next day, it might not be approved in time to make an impact. That's why it's always best to plan ahead and start a few days prior. Like I said, there are so many things we could go over with Instagram ads, but for the sake of time, I wanted to make sure that you were at least comfortable with running a promotion from an existing post. If you have any more questions about ads, we'd be happy to answer them. So just send your questions to us in an email. So this next tip takes a little work, but we think it's completely worth it. Color branding is a social media marketing technique that involves using a specific color palette in your post to really further create your own look and feel. So aside from just attracting more people to your aesthetic, color branding can convey unspoken things about the tone of your brand. We have a couple of apps that we use all of the time for this: Color Story and Adobe Lightroom. Both of those apps are free and contain filter packs, which give you a series of filters you can put on your photo to stay within the same color palette. I really like the freedom of a whole color palette because that way you have some options when you're looking at what's best for the actual photo. Next is influencer marketing, which we've already talked a little bit about. So, using influencers to market your products has become increasingly popular with brands and businesses. 8 out of 10 marketers believe that influencer marketing is effective, and reports show that every $1 spent in influencer marketing leads to an average return of $18. When you pay an influencer to post about your product, you're paying for just that, the influence that they've cultivated in their area. So, why consider the jump into influencer marketing? Many consumers will trust a person over a brand. It's just human nature. I'm going to trust someone that looks and speaks and feels like me to tell me what I need more than I'm going to trust a corporate entity. Next, they've already established influence and communication in the areas that you might want to hit. So instead of trying to create new rapport with all of these people, it's easier to just piggyback on what someone else has already created. And lastly, this is a great way to reach a new audience of potential customers. And if you're strategic about which influencers you work with, you are already targeting the audiences that you are wanting to reach. So, on to something that's become part of our daily conversations, hashtags. You may be surprised to find that these are not just an extra way to be funny or an ending punctuation on your caption. Hashtags are a strategic tool that, when used correctly, can get you in front of new audiences and increase your engagement. In fact, studies show that engagement can increase over 12% based on just one well placed hashtag. So, what are some of our hashtag tips? Don't go for the hashtag with millions of other people using it. You'll just get lost in the shuffle. Stay in the small to mid-sized hashtag range as long as they're actively being used. This will increase your chances of your post being seen. You also need to know when to mix it up. It's good to have a few dedicated hashtags that you use every time, but make sure you're also using hashtags that relate to the post itself. So this could be utilizing seasonal hashtags like spring style, or even days of the week like Saturday morning vibes. So let's do a quick exercise before we move on. List 5 words that relate to your business. These words should be engaging, relevant to your niche, and should reflect your mission statement and your community. Once the workshop is over, take these words and perform hashtag research on Instagram to find some potential hashtags that you can use for your post. All right, we know that as small business owners and leaders of your industry, you have to juggle 1,000 things and wear all of the hats. So, something that will definitely help you hustlers by trade. Did you know that you can actually schedule out your Instagram post? While Instagram does not have a built-in scheduling feature like Facebook does, there are lots of third-party apps that can do the trick. We work with Hootsuite every day to manage multiple accounts for our clients, and Planoly is a free and easy option if you only have one account to worry about. Okay, our last key marketing tip for Instagram is for the businesses who have products to sell. If you have not already, it would be highly beneficial for you to set up product tags. This allows customers to shop by clicking directly on a tag in your post. To set this up, you do need a Facebook business account linked to your Instagram, as well as an e-commerce site where your products are listed. It takes more setup than the other things we've mentioned today, but it is highly worth it. Reports show that after seeing a product or service listed on Instagram, 79% of people sought more information and 46% made a purchase. All right, so let's go through a couple of exercises. Let's take a few moments to describe your company as you would in your Instagram bio. And let's also take a moment to think about who your primary audience is so you can think more about what kind of content they'll want to see. You want to make sure that you know who you're talking to so that you know how you can relate to them. All right, and at Flourish, we are big supporters of content calendars because they push you to think strategically about your business and they hold you accountable for staying on schedule. And that's why we've included one in your resources that you'll get at the end of this webinar. So we are almost done. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We do have some bonus takeaways for you. So following this presentation, you can reach out to this password protected online folder that includes content calendar, a features list, tips and tricks to boost engagement on posts, and list of our favorite Instagram resources to get you started. And again, if you have any questions or anything else you need from us, feel free to email us at hello@flourishconsultingservices.com. You can also find us on Instagram at flourish_consulting or on Facebook at Flourish Consulting Services. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us today and learn a little bit more about Instagram. We look forward to having you on our future webinars.